So whatever happened to Sir John A? All the schools, all the statues, heads gone, schools renamed? We're going to find out in a minute. But first, please subscribe and keep us on the air because it costs money. Not to bring Greg Piasetzki in though, because he's coming in for free. And he is a lawyer and a historian. And a few years ago, to say Sir John A Macdonald on a campus, you almost would get run out of town. In fact, he did get run out of town. People said he was the worst man ever. Is that true?
No, I think the government of the day has an interest in the current narrative that's being propagated. But in fact, I think if we look at the history, the actual historical facts, you would say that Sir John A was a great friend of Canadian Indigenous peoples, and he did a number of things that saved tens of thousands of lives.
Well, so first of all, he built Canada. He put Canada together. And the big thing against him is that he was a racist and had the residential schools and killed lots of Native children. True or not?
Not true. Not true at all. In fact, one of the first things he did before he was Prime Minister, when he was Premier of a colony, the United Colony of Canada, he implemented a smallpox vaccination program. That's back about 1865. Smallpox was a terrible disease in those days. There was a vaccine. It was not widely distributed.
Right.
But he started a program that continued for more than 25 years from his provincial leadership, so his prime ministership, of vaccinating every Native Canadian against smallpox. It easily saved tens of thousands of Native lives. Very effective program.
What about what our current Prime Minister said Canada was guilty of genocide, trying to kill all the natives of Canada at the time? True or not?
Again, it's not true at all. I mean, let me give you an example. Two examples. One is the Western treaties. So the United States fought a series of Indian wars over 60 or 100 years in which they killed 60,000 Native Americans, and about 20,000 settlers and soldiers died. Macdonald's intentional policy was that treaties were in place before any settlement was permitted in Western Canada. That was done. We had no Indian wars. We had no deaths.
And the treaties were conducted with the chiefs of the tribe in order to protect their properties.
Exactly. Yeah. No, there were meetings that went over 10 years to get in place the treaties before settlement was permitted. And that's the treaties dealt with all kinds of issues, including the land that would be given to the natives, the farming equipment, the farming instruction that would be given to the natives, famine relief and emergencies, all that kind of stuff was covered in the treaties.
And in fact, those treaties are being litigated today because subsequent governments have not held to those, and the courts are upholding those treaties made under Sir John A Macdonald.
That's correct.
Well, it's stunning. And so the poor guy is Queen's Law School, taking the name off Macdonald. He's a terrible man, and yet he was a terrific man, and he was terrific for Indigenous peoples.
He was.
Well, great. Thank you for clearing that up. You've done a good job on that one and residential schools. 3 minutes and the truth about the history of Canada. This show provides independent analysis of the issues. We are not paid by the government. And as I am finding, so much business in Canada relies upon various governments that they don't want to sponsor or advertise on a show which may become controversial, which talks about liberty, freedoms, sometimes criticizes government. I've had guests on that support the government. But people are saying, you know what? We don't want to bite the hand that feeds us, i.e. government, which is why I hope you'll subscribe and contribute to keep this show on the air.